Hey, what's up, Internet? Eric Bandholz here, back again with another amazing episode from Beardbrand. Hope all is going well on the other side of the Internet. I want to talk to you guys about committing to growing some long, flowing hair and beard. Okay, so you guys are embarked with this beautiful journey to get your flowing locks going, your beard going longer than you ever wanted before, and I'm going to teach you the keys, the science, the glory to commitment. It's a skill that you're going to need in a lot of different things. Let me tell you about it. Here's the thing. When I was a young man, as a young lad with all this testosterone, doing push-ups and things, I wanted everything today, right now, instantaneously. I'm talking about, I wanted to make 6 figures right out of college. I wanted like a wife and kid and family and houses. And I wanted all that right now. I wanted to like go to the gym and in 2 months be like 240, just solid drip, jacked rip, pushing, you know what it's like going to the gym. I'm growing my hair, my beard. I wanted it, boom. I wanted a big beard. I didn't want to wait a year. I wanted it now. I want it now. Now that is a flaw when it comes to commitment, because what happens is with this like instant desire, you set yourself up for failure. Let's be real. The guys who are doing the get rich quick schemes, they're like, oh, you want that wants everything today. Who wants millions of dollars in the bank? I got something to sell you. I'll sell you for $30 an ebook, how to get rich in 30 days. There is a person who got that friggin' rich in a month or a couple months. I guarantee it. There is absolutely a person who did that. But the likelihood is not that it's going to be you. Sorry, man. Man or manette, whatever you are, dude or dudette. The reality is success takes commitment. Whether it be growing your hair, growing your beard, being married, having relationships, getting fit, eating right, all these things take commitment. Commitment is one of those foundational skills that you need to have as a person to level up. So rule number 1, you can't be impatient, right? You can't be impatient. You have to have a longer time frame horizon. But hold on. Step number 2 is actually how to counterbalance that long time frame. So here's the problem. If your time frame is too long, let's be real, you're going to get bored. No one can stare at a wall for 10 hours a day. Okay. You got to have goals in between. And that's what I'm talking about next. Your process of growing your hair out, growing your beard out needs to be broken up into chunks. So when I think about my hair, let's look. Okay. How long is this? So I would say this is like a 12 inches. Actually, it's like 4 or 5 inches. But what I want to do, my intermediate goal is, see this hair, how it's coming back? I want to get it to where I can put it in a little ponytail or a little bun. So it's 2 inches away from that, which is 4 months of growth. So I have an intermediate goal to get to that point. And then once I get here, then the next goal will be that the ponytail will be a little bit lower in my head, like around here. And then eventually everything will be down below. And that's when I know that I have long hair. So it takes a while to get there, but I had these goals to get there. Same goes with your beard. If you want to grow your beard out, you're going to have your first goal. You're going to be trimming up your neckline. But one good goal is when you can stop actually trimming up the neckline and just let it go. That's a fun goal. The other one is when you can, in the early days, it's when you can start using beard oil, utility balm, which is within the first week. Another great goal is when you can use the round brush and kind of play around with other techniques or interesting techniques, different ways to style it. Same with the mustache, when you can finally get long enough to do handlebars or play around with that. Those are all good intermediate goals that you'll be able to hit on your journey to get into your tweered or your yeared, whatever you're growing. Think of that. Goals. Who knew? They're good. Okay, but here's the thing with Here's the thing with like goals, right? You have this goal. You're like, I want to get to a year, right? I want to grow my hair until it's this length. Well, the problem with this and where you're really going to falter is once you get there, you don't know what you're doing next. Because the reality of life is life is not here to here, right? Life is here forever. Until you cease to be, until you stop existing. And what happens is a lot of guys, they'll be like, I want to grow a beard for a year. Holy moly, that's going to be a great thing. I want to have this big, enormous beard. And they do it. They do it. They find their ways of doing it. They either go into the barber and they trim up a little bit, or they just grow all natural. Lots of different ways of doing it. And then they get there and like, okay, I got there. Whoop, whoop, shave it off, right? And maybe that's part of the plan. Maybe that's part of the vision. But I think like you need to learn to embrace the journey along the whole way. The way I like to think about this is life is nothing but a series of problems that you have and your ability to solve it. A successful life is going to be one that is run by someone who has vision, so they know where they're going, and problem-solving skills. Because each step along the way, you're going to need to solve problems. So when growing a beard or growing a hair, a lot of times the problem is like, I just don't like the way it looks. But with me, a beard, for instance, is like I get a weird wave. So I solve that with a different styling technique. A lot of different ways of like, really it's just more of like a styling problem. But sometimes it's like, my beard gets stuck in my zipper. How do I solve that problem? You got to tie it up or braid it. There's a lot of different ways to solve different problems. And when you change that mindset of, like just wanting something and getting impatient because you don't have it right now, to a process and understanding that there are problems that are going to happen all along the way, then you're able to grind, like I just feel like life is a grind. as like a bummer as it is, it's like, it's not easy for anyone. I haven't met a person who has found life just like super easy. And if it is easy for them, they're unfulfilled and it's not easy. They're joyless. So like it's the grind, it's the problems that actually bring energy and life to ourselves. It's something that motivate us to improve the world, to improve ourselves, to leave the world better than when we came in. So I want you to think of that grind and as simply just problems you're facing. And the problems you have because you were capable of overcoming them. I don't know if you knew that or not, but it's true. So I love commitment. I think commitment is something that's really important to me. I've been married for 15 years. I've got a business with 2 business partners, and that's like a marriage in itself. And we've been in business for 8 years. So these are 2 things that I've been strongly committed to. With my marriage, I committed until I die, or until my wife dies, or hopefully until we both die together at a really old age, 100 years old or whatever, maybe on our deathbeds, one dying breath. That's what I committed to. So I've faced a lot of problems in my marriage. We faced infertility issues. We faced like moving. We faced losses of family members, losses of friends. We faced, dying of dogs and kids growing up that are difficult. Like we faced all sorts of things. And we're going to continue to face things in our marriage. And we need to work to solve those problems, ideally as a couple. So while I got you, I do want to talk about relationships, because I think like an important part of commitment isn't just your hair, your beard, your fitness, or whatever. It is setting those expectations, whether it be with yourself or with someone else. For instance, at Beardbrand, we have a rule that we're always going to communicate with respect, and we're always going to work to come up with a plan that we can agree with, no matter how hard that may be, no matter how entrenched we may be, no matter how passionate, is we want to invest that time, that energy to overcome those problems, because we know the journey, the end, everything is going to be much greater if we can stay on that pathway. And that's what commitment is like, that pathway, that journey is amazing. You know it. You've seen examples of it with other people, with your friends, with your family, with great leaders. You know it's worth it. And you have to be willing to solve those problems at any case or any reason. So, hope you guys are committed out there. If you're not a committed person, if you're someone who drops the ball all the time, I want to challenge you to learn that skill set, to understand, to change that perception that you have in the world for, like either fears of unknown or being locked down or whatever it is that's stopping you from developing these committed relationships and processes and, like journeys that are really going to enhance your life. As always, thanks for watching. Cheers. Keep on growing. Whoever knew sweat could smell so good? I did, because I've been using Beardbrand's new deodorant. Grab it at beardbrand.com.